Well, hello everybody. My name's Gavin Flood. I'm a Senior Research Fellow at Campion Hall and Professor of Hindu Studies and Comparative Religion at Oxford University. And in these lectures, I'll be speaking about Tantra theory and practice. The first lecture, I intend to speak about historical context, give an overview of the historical context of Tantra or Tantrism. I will then, in the lecture 2, speak about the main tradition of Tantrism called the Śaiva Siddhānta, and I will then go on to speak about non-dualistic Tantrism or Kashmir Shaivism, and speak about tantric views of the self and tantric practice, and the final lecture will be on Buddhist Tantrism or the Vajrayana. So today's lecture is on Tantra in history and overview. So the first question that comes to mind is, what is Tantra? Well, Tantra is a Sanskrit word. It's made up of two elements, a verbal root tan, which means to stretch, and tra, which is its instrumentality. So, and Tantra originally had the connotation of a loom or a warp or a woof, as in a loom, which is stretched out. And it came to mean just simply a system or just a word used for a book. So in the early centuries CE, we have something called the Panchatantra, which is the animal story, just a word that is used for a system or a book. And it comes to denote particularly a revelation in the medieval period, beginning from about the 4th century, which I'll be speaking about. So the word Tantra, it's both an internal category, if you like, used within Hindu traditions and indeed later Buddhist traditions, and also an external category used by scholars and is indeed a word in the English language. So it's both an internal classification and an external one. Now, to be more precise, there's a distinction in Hinduism between what's called Vedika and Tantrika. A Vedika is a person who follows the Veda, the orthodox revelation of Hinduism. And a Tantrika is a person who follows the Tantras, the alternative or later revelation within Hinduism. So I want to speak firstly about Veda and the Vedic tradition, because we can't understand Tantrism without understanding something of the Veda and the Vedic tradition. Now, the word Veda means knowledge. It refers to a group of scriptures, very ancient scriptures of Hindus. So if you go to a Hindu wedding, the Brahmin priest will be reciting verses or mantras from the Vedas, and it's regarded as the scriptural authority of Hinduism. The Veda the word means knowledge, as I said, and it's related to other words like visan or wit in English, also connected to the Sanskrit root vid, to know. So the Veda is a system of knowledge which was regarded as a timeless or eternal revelation, which was received in the ancient past by the rishis or the sages, who then communicated this knowledge to the human community. It's also referred to as Shruti, and Shruti means that which is heard. And there's a distinction in Hinduism between Shruti, revelation, that which is heard, and Smriti, texts of human authorship, or perhaps more accurately rendered as secondary revelation. And texts such as the Bhagavad Gita, the Mahabharata, the Ramayana are considered to be Smriti, texts of secondary revelation.